What is it?
What?
What's the segment?
Well, the first one's Lordy Lordy. But how do
Okay.
we like go into it and then just
We
give
say-
you
We're gonna have to get like a sound bite, and it's gonna have to be somebody being like, "Lordy, Lordy."
Lordy Lordy? Let's get into it. How about that?
Yeah.
Well, let's get into it, babe. What's the Lord taught you this week so far?
All right. Well, I think the Lord has been teaching me. I think today, and particularly, sometimes I have a hard time giving our kids things to do when I'm working on something.
When you're working on
When I'm
something?
working on something,
Yeah, that's hard.
because we've been doing a lot of house projects,
Mhm.
and we did a full day basically today of house projects. It was like our day to get them done. Good
Yeah.
day. And I had on my mind to just like finishing the stuff. And I think when I get into those modes where I'm like, let me just get this done because
Yeah.
now's the time, I don't do a good job of like delegating and being patient with the children to help them be involved and do the things alongside me. And so that's a constant thing for me.
Yeah.
And I think that God has shown me, or is working on me. Showed it to me, I haven't listened yet. Working on me to try to be better about not just focusing on getting the thing done, but not the destination, but the journey.
Baby.
Yeah, I'm going to say it again. Not the destination of the project completion, but the memories that you build with your children when you're doing things.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hard for me to say it.
No, that's good, right?
But yeah, I'd say that was my thing.
That's your thing. It's very interesting being the person on the outside.
Uh-huh.
Did you feel like you were able to cross off a lot of projects? Like how did you feel? So okay, the
Good.
day came to an end, and how'd you feel about the projects?
I felt like the projects got done.
Yeah.
Yeah, the stuff that I wanted to do. We got as much as we could get done. But looking back, I'm like, I should have just been more with the kids, be more involved.
That is so interesting because from my perspective, I
Yeah.
felt like today was so slow.
Mhm.
And I was like, these guys ain't doing nothing.
Who?
You and Dad.
Me and my dad? We were doing so much
That's
stuff.
so interesting. Well, I think maybe because the kids were also very like just chill
Mhm.
today. And I was trying to like go through my brain, like, what was it about today that made it feel like not overwhelming at all? Like, I don't know. And maybe just because we were spending so much time outdoors,
Mhm.
but that feels like a normal thing in our life too. It didn't feel like you were like rushing through it. And I'm not saying that that is what you should have been doing, but it's interesting that it didn't look like that.
Yeah.
It just kind of felt like you were just working on it and like at a zen space. Zen.
Yeah. I wasn't trying to rush through them. I just was trying to get. I knew what we could get done today
Mm.
without going crazy,
Yeah.
and we did that.
Yeah.
But I could have and should have done a better job of giving the kids like projects.
That's
To do.
hard. It's
Yeah.
hard to think about it on the spot like
Mhm.
that. And it's also a lot of thinking beforehand to like prepare a whole curriculum for the next day.
Yeah.
So it's hard to do. And that's just because of the kind of parent that we try to be.
Mhm.
Because not every parent's like, okay, yeah, I'm going to bring you alongside and have you join me. I do want to give you praise for that moment that I saw when I was sitting on the chair and I looked over and she was just staring at what you were doing. And I thought about little Nick and I thought, man, this is one of those moments
Mhm.
where Nick, as a little boy, probably was like looking at what his dad was doing and wanting to be invited in. And then you said, you want to do it with me? And I was like, and then she was like, okay.
Felt the same way when I saw her. I was
Did you
like, look,
really?
this little me. Yeah. But I think that's probably why I'm so keen on it,
Yeah.
like in tune to it,
Yeah.
because I'm like, that was one of the things that I noticed when I was growing up.
Yeah.
But yeah, maybe I'm like extra pressure because of it. But yeah, I definitely just wanted to be. But they also like want to be involved in everything, and they also like if you're not giving them projects to do, then they're like maybe doing some stuff that you don't want them to do.
Right.
Yeah, like filling up that gas can with water, and that's not good. You can't put water in a gas can, so I can't use that gas can anymore.
No, you cannot.
And I just thought, dang, if I would have done a better job of like giving him something to do.
He wouldn't have grabbed that thing that could be dangerous later on. But doesn't he have a gas?
He already has one.
He already has one. Where was it?
It's in the Just like 30 feet away. Could just use that one. But that's the thing.
Yeah, I didn't realize that that wasn't his gas one because I saw him grab it and he was like, I'm going to put water in this. Like he told me, I'm going to put water in this and I'm going to fill up my squirt gun. And I thought, great. But I didn't
Oh,
realize that he wasn't going to, that he was using one that he shouldn't have been using.
oh
I
yeah.
just kind of assumed that that's the one that he could use.
Well, they're all red and look the same.
That's what I'm saying. So I just kind of assumed, yeah, I mean, he knows the one to grab. So go at it, boy. Put water in
He
that gas
grabbed it.
tank.
He just
But then
got
I
one.
did walk over there and I said,
Yeah, it smells like gas.
smells like gas
That's what I thought too.
around here. And then I heard you and Papa talking about it and I was like, whoa.
Yeah.
But I'm glad. I'm glad the Lord's giving you a discerning spirit.
Mm-hmm. What about you?
What about me? Always, always something. Always something. I feel like the thing that the Lord has been teaching me is to just be aware of if I'm doing something for like my glory or His. Just want to stay humble because sometimes you try to toot your own horn a little too much. I'm not saying I'm talking about like me in general, but I didn't want to say it about me because
Well, we're talking about you right now.
well,
This is literally what has the Lord been teaching
literally this is literally
you?
about me. Yeah, and so I think like sometimes every idea I have, or if I have like a mom win, I'm like, oh, I prepared well for that one. Like I got it
Yeah.
because it was good because I like prepared for it.
Mm-hmm.
Like even just again like going through today, being like, okay, what did I do? Is it because I actually woke up with my alarm today and I had like those 5 minutes, you know? Or is it because I prayed for the Lord to give me sustenance in those 5 minutes before I walked out here? And that's what it was.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like just like keeping me in a humble spot
Yeah.
of like, because the day could have gone totally opposite. And then I might have gone to the end of today and been like, I messed up. Like I didn't stay cool enough.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just,
Yeah. Hard to not think about yourself
yeah, we think
and
about
think
ourselves way
like,
too much.
yeah.
Way
Hard
too
to not
much.
think about yourself and think because you wanna try to have a good day, like do the right things that are gonna make things go the right way
Mm,
that you want them to go.
yeah.
So it's like you're involved.
Right.
It's a little bit of that free will symptom. Also a little bit legalistic. What did I do that got me this?
Yeah, exactly. You
Yeah.
don't want to fall to either side, is what I mean. There's a lot more, but first episode, got to keep it.
The Lord's been teaching you more.
Oh yeah. My thing is
You've been talking to him.
I've been talking to him. That's the thing. Hebrews tells us to consider the Lord. So I've
Mm-hmm.
been trying to consider Jesus when I'm doing something.
He's
But
considering
then, you
you.
know what happens when I go to tell you about it? It's gone. I considered him about at 1 p.m., but it's 9:46 now.
Yeah.
It's been a long, long
I
time.
feel for parents who are outside the house, like one of them or both of them, because when so much stuff happens throughout the day
Yeah.
that like if when you get home from work, say at 6 p.m.,
Yeah.
it's too hard for the other person to remember all the things that happened.
It is hard.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
then it's like there's so many things that happen that you just forget.
Hmm.
And then the other person doesn't get to
I
even know
know.
about it.
That is a hard
And it's not
dynamic.
even like intentional by the other parent. It's just
No.
you forget all those things.
There's just so many moments. So many moments. Which is the beautiful hard part because we wish those moments away sometimes. We collectively, as I think
Right, not us,
society,
just not us
not
alone.
we, not we. But sometimes, yeah, you like wish the moment away. Like there's been times just today where I was talking with our son and then I forgot to like look him in the eye and like mid response back to him, I realized like I'm not looking at him in the eye. Like I'm gonna forget this moment so quickly. Like I'm gonna pass right by it because I didn't like take the second to respond while making eye contact.
Mm-hmm.
So then I would catch myself and make eye contact
Mm-hmm.
so that he could see that I was talking to him. And it was sweet because then I'm like, oh, there's a little smile there
Right.
when I just make eye
Oh
contact.
wow, that's even deeper. So that's like the things that even you miss as the parent, not even that the parent that
Yes,
wasn't there missed. It's
exactly.
things that even you miss
It's
being there.
yeah. And it's
Grr.
yeah,
As we need a drop for that too.
yeah.
Something. What would that drop say? That's a good
Those are
one.
good moments
That's a
though,
good one.
because they just make you aware. You're like, because I've been thinking about it more and more because since he's our oldest, I can communicate with him without having to we've talked about this. I can communicate with him without
Yeah.
having to worry about what his hands are doing.
Yeah.
Whereas with our daughter, I kind of have to make that eye contact to make sure that what's happening is okay and approved by us. So with him, oh, it's easier. So I don't have to look at him. But then I'm like missing out on that connection. But I'm aware of it. So now when it does happen, I'm able to catch it quicker
Mm-hmm.
than I was able to, 2 months ago when our third but fourth child arrived.
Mm-hmm. Nice.
Yeah,
Good realization.
I know.
I'll give it a claps for it.
Thank you, Jesus.
Mm-hmm.
I wrote down a few things about what we've been having around the table this week. I
A little
wrote
bit of what's on the table.
a little bit of a roundup of this week's schmeals and snacks.
You know what I got? I didn't tell you this because I was hoping I could use them without you knowing, but I recorded
You did?
some Papa.
No.
Yep, and I got them loaded up, but I don't know which one is which, and I don't know if it's even gonna work. But I got them saying, "Time for supper."
No.
Yep.
You're kidding. Hilarious. Well, click on them.
I don't know which one's what, but I
Well,
don't,
click
and
on
we're
it.
not even gonna hear it
You're
because
not
of
gonna
the.
hear it?
Let's see.
All right. Now it's,
Time for supper. Let's see what's been on the table.
well,
We've had some good meals.
we've had some good
This
meals
is
and
going to
good
be an interesting one
snacks.
because Papa was making a lot of the meals
I know.
this
I
week.
know. Let me see here. I wrote down 2 things. 3 things, actually.
Great. No, it's better than two.
I mean, it's better than 2.
3 things is better than 2 things.
And you know what? They all start, they don't. 2 out of 3 start with the letter D.
You can't say that on this podcast.
Okay,
that was what I put on the
as
table.
it was coming out, I realized what was.
Yes, you did.
Listen, those discard crackers I made the second time,
Okay.
I had a fail
Yeah.
where I forgot to add salt.
Those first discard crackers,
They were burnt.
they got discarded.
They got discarded. There was no salt and they were burnt.
Yeah, we just discarded those things.
But the second batch, they came out pretty good. And they were
Yeah, I
nice
think
and
I
crunchy.
ate like 2 of those. What happened to the rest of them?
The kids, they ate them all. They were good.
So tell us what's in them.
It was just some flat sourdough starter.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Some nutritional yeast to bring it back.
Bring it back where?
B12 to the vegan life.
Okay.
You know? Because we used to put meat on everything. Just a little salt and pepper and some oil. Some olive oil.
Good. 4 ingredients.
That's it. Spread them out real thin.
That's the toaster.
That's a toaster. 15
Nice.
minutes.
Yeah, those were good.
They were pretty good.
I highly recommend to
Yeah,
anybody.
those are great. The next thing that was really good.
Yeah.
DIY trail mix. Came out good.
I love that trail
Came out
mix,
great.
actually.
The kids have
The
been
first
loving
one, I didn't like the mulberry one so much.
Really?
Is this what this is going to be like? It's going to be my opinions on your
on my cooking?
on some of the fruits.
Wow. This might not be a good segment.
The mulberry one was okay, but the first one that you made was delicious. That's just my type of trail mix that I like to eat, though.
Roasted pepitas.
Yeah.
Cranberries, raisins, and coconut
Raisins
flakes.
were in there?
They sure were, honey.
Cranberries. It was just cranberries
It
and
was
coconuts.
both, my love. It was both. It was both.
Well, that's fine. I like raisins too. I just didn't even taste them. I don't know what happened.
Well, I probably put more cranberries than I did raisins, but I like sprinkled a few of each.
I love I love cranberries in a trail mix, and I love roasted freaking almonds. Oh my god, those pepitas, those roasted pepitas,
with those seed oils from Sprouts that I made a mistake by buying.
Yeah, I couldn't stop eating it.
Yeah, that was good.
Yeah,
I really enjoyed the mulberry ones. You know why though? Because they remind me of the cacao trail mix that I was eating like for my postpartum snacks. Because they're in there, and
the
I
blue
thought,
monkey. What were those ones called?
They were called Blue Stripes.
Blue Stripes.
Blue
with
Stripes
the monkey
trail
on 'em.
mix is absolutely delicious. It's like a
Very
zero
good,
waste trail mix.
Very healthy, very expensive.
Very expensive. Wow.
I don't even recommend you look it up.
Don't even do it because it's delicious. You're gonna want them. You're gonna repurchase them, and you go, I gotta stop doing this.
Yes.
So don't do that.
But it was good. It had like what was unique about it. They had actual cacao.
The whole fruit, the pod, the shell.
Yeah, and then the fruit was like wrapped in chocolate.
Delicious.
Mm-hmm.
It's really good.
Mm-hmm.
I thoroughly enjoyed.
But that trail mix that you made was really good.
Yes.
It had everything that I love, and I thought you were going to be mad at me for continuing to eat it.
No, that's the entire thing. So I might have already posted this on my Instagram or not. I don't know. Maybe I did. We moved all the kids' snacks from like up in the pantry, which our pantry's open. Like our son could get on a tower and grab the thing he wants, but I grabbed all those things and I put them into our little kitchen island, and I removed the door. Who needs one? Took it out.
Access.
I put
Can
2
you say
baskets
access?
in there. I increased the access because you know what it's doing? It's keeping me out of the
Crispy.
kitchen 24/7.
Yeah.
I don't want to be in the kitchen 24/7.
Yeah.
I'd like to be in there, but not 24/7. The top one has like fruits and just like things that have no packaging. And then that second basket is going to have crackers or muffins or anything that I have to keep in like some sort of closed container. That DIY trail mix, roasted nut, things like that.
Mhm.
Things that I don't have to worry about saying no to, that I can just be like, if it's there, we've already sorted through it. It's good to
Yeah.
go. It's approved.
You can eat it whenever.
Go get it between meals. Exactly. Yeah. And it's been good. I feel like they like the autonomy. I've seen our son just like walk. You don't have to ask me. It's going to be a yes. Just go get it. My only rule is you have to finish it.
Yeah.
Like, if you're going to grab the muffin, great. Eat the muffin. Don't like eat half of it and like go over there and get a banana. Like, no, what are you doing? Like, finish the thing. We're not wasting the food around here. And also, I'm not hungry, so I can't like split a muffin, a banana, the trail mix. Like, it's a lot. So eat the half apple.
I support that 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those
That
are
was
my
a
two
good
things.
switch. That was a good switch. What about the third thing? There was 3 on your list.
There was 3 things. That's right. The last thing was going to be probably your thing of the week, which is those delicious La Yupa chicken croquettes.
But you didn't make those. But it doesn't matter. It's what's on the table.
It's just, it was on the table this week.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think they're delicious. Do you want to explain what a chicken croquette is?
Yeah. Chicken croquette is something that I ate a lot as a kid. It's very nostalgic to me. It is traditionally in my family eaten with homemade chicken soup. That's also one of my faves. And what you do is you cook the chicken soup with the whole chicken. You basically cook the whole chicken. Then you cook it in the soup, right? So it gets all the good stuff. Then you shred that chicken up. You put some back in the soup, and then you take the rest of the chicken shreds, and you mix them with egg. You mix them with a little bit of like breadcrumbs to get the scoopable texture.
Don't forget the parm. No, not the parm. The pecorino.
Yeah, pecorino or locatelli. And then you put some oil in a frying pan, and you take that shredded chicken mixture, and you put them right there on the frying pan.
That's right, and you cover it with a lid.
They're already cooked.
It's already cooked,
basically, except for the egg.
Keeping it together.
So yeah, you don't cook it long.
Yeah.
And it just makes it like a crispy on the outside.
They're so good.
Chicken patty, basically.
But the thing about it that I really like is that they're like rusticy. It's not like a chicken patty
it's not like
where it's like mush and like very uniformed and just like
totally.
It's not like one texture. It's
because you get the shreds of the chicken in there too. And then you put it, when you serve it, you squeeze fresh lemon juice on it, and then you put more cheese on it, like more pecorino cheese, not like a slice of cheese.
Right. Yeah. We're not stacking a chicken sandwich right now.
Yeah, it's not a sandwich. You eat it with the soup, or you can. But Kat is really good at like taking leftovers and making four or 5 different meals out of them. So
yeah,
she's made other things that I've never had before. The only way that we ever only ate those croquettes my entire life was with chicken soup.
Yeah, and your dad was
with
probably
lemon
like,
juice and cheese.
And your dad today was probably like,
so many times.
How did we have these croquettes 3 different ways so far? Yeah, because I took some, and for lunch, there was leftover noodles, right?
From the soup
that we didn't use. So I took those and I heated them through with like spinach. And then I chopped up some chicken croquettes, threw those in the pan. And then I tossed in like the rest of the green goddess dressing sauce that we have that everybody gets. And it was so good. It was just like a creamy pasta.
And my dad was like,
Are these chicken croquettes in here?
You can't do this.
You can't do that. You chopped up my chicken croquettes?
No.
And to his
Is there soup near me?
And to his surprise for dinner tonight.
Yeah.
I threw him for a loop. Because then we had, rice and beans. We had sweet potatoes. And I just threw a chicken croquette on the side.
Chicken croquette.
And he was like, what? This looks like Spanish rice. Why is it next to my chicken croquette?
Yeah.
My chicken croquette is Italian.
Remember when I told you that we used to eat Spanish rice?
Yeah, and he said it.
Yeah.
He said, this reminds me of Spanish rice. I said, it's rice and beans and I'm Puerto Rican. I made it. It is Spanish rice. Like, he didn't even look up at me and said it.
He was like, oh my God, I haven't had Spanish rice in Spanish rice to my family was like rice that was like, it was like white rice, but that had like some tomato sauce in it.
Not the tomato sauce.
Yeah, so it was kind of red. We never ate beans growing up.
Do you think that your dad's
So that was like
an
extra. He's probably got some fiber in his poo.
We should ask him if he's okay.
Beans. Yeah, he's probably feeling pretty good. He's probably having pooped like this, having poops like this ever.
Oh my gosh, there's gonna be That's a whole nother
That's a
conversation.
whole nother
That's a
conversation.
whole nother conversation. Let's move on to this question I have.
But
It's more so
it's a topic, right?
it's a
I don't even
topic,
know what
it's a
you're gonna say.
perspective. There's no new
And
ideas.
it points to Christ.
And it points us to Christ being our creator.
Mm-hmm.
And how I got to this, I mean, we've talked about this before, but how I got to this today to talk about it for this very first episode.
This very first, very special episode.
Here we are doing something that millions of other people are doing,
Mm-hmm.
a podcast, right? No, this is not a new idea and it's not groundbreaking. Us sharing our meals and like good snacks we enjoyed, talking about what the Lord's taught us.
Chicken croquette recipes, groundbreaking.
I mean, that's groundbreaking. However, I think that since scripture does tell us to, or reminds us, whatever we do, whatever we drink, whatever, you know, like that whole scripture, like if we're doing that for the glory of God, then like amen, hallelujahs.
Yeah.
And so I think the motive and the point and the intent behind what we're doing, even though it's been done before and will continue to be done, I think is the part that I want to emphasize and highlight. I was out there reading my Bible and I was getting upset because I had nowhere to put my pens.
What do you mean? You have a whole house.
I don't, honey. No, when I'm reading my Bible and I have to hold like my highlighter and my pen and I've got a baby and I've got a toddler crawling on
Hence
me.
the
And I've got, yeah, exactly.
yeah.
That's how we get there.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'm like holding, like somebody wants to use
How
my
upset
highlighter.
were you? I just want to know.
You what?
How upset were you?
This upset. Because I was like, my Bible is a hardcover Bible. It's a note-taking Bible. And so it's not a Bible where I can just like put my pen in the page and close it up like my other one.
Right.
Because it's not a soft cover. Because it's going to be all like messed up.
Right.
So I'm like, darn. And also before having children, I didn't have to really worry about where I put my pen because I knew it was going to be there because that's where I put it.
Oh,
so then I was sitting in the rocking chair out there and I go, I am so innovative. I am such a creator. You know what I'm going to find? I'm going to have to type in so specifically what I'm looking for because no one's ever done this before. But where am I going to find a zippered pouch with an elastic to put on my Bible? I was like, I'm never going to find this. So you know what I did? I went on Amazon and I very, very descriptively and specifically wrote zippered pouch for Bible pens with elastic band canvasy material. Like I was like,
you give it the material?
You know, I didn't want it to be like a fake leather or like a, you know, I was like looking for something specific.
You also didn't want to find one that wasn't for Bible pens.
Exactly. I didn't want like music pens. I want Bible pens.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And you don't want one that's going to fit on like a
exactly on like an
notebook.
on like a 3x5 or something. Or like an 8.5 by 11. I want it like Bible size.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what I found? A lot of them. There's so many of them, like so many of them. And I was like, oh, it's because I'm not the first one to have this idea, and I won't ever be the last one to have this idea because we were created primarily to worship, but also to create. It's one of the characteristics that we get to share with our creator. He's creator, and so we get to create as image bearers. And I thought that's really cool because here we are doing a podcast. And it's a way for us to be able to create something that's going to bring him glory because we're talking about how all things can point to the Lord, depending on how you choose to live your life. And I was like, wow, all of this from a zippered pencil pouch. Okay, let's talk about it.
Yeah, that's pretty beautiful. What is interesting, though, is that there may not be new ideas, right? But because we're also different in a way, right? And we all have our, like, what shapes you? You know, like, of course, God gives you a personality, but we all have our own flavor.
Exactly.
You know? And so we're all going to do things differently.
Yeah.
Sometimes we're going to do things the same as somebody else in that situation, but not all the same all the time, obviously.
No.
And so that's why you get people with different styles on things and different styles of making a podcast and different topics that we want to highlight or not highlight. So yeah, there's no new ideas under the sun, but people will like innovate off of ideas by like combining things from other worlds that may not, you know, exist together. So like I'm thinking of when we had the kid's birthday, our daughter's birthday, and we had all those water balloons.
Yeah.
And your mom's husband was here. I don't know. There's probably a better way to say that than your mom's husband, but
well, it's just because you're not trying to share a name.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get it.
And he was like, look at the, it was the, it was
The bunch of
the,
balloons?
but yeah, what are they called?
Bunch
Bunch
of
of balloons.
balloons,
Yeah.
yeah.
I was like, oh my God, this is crazy. Like, we used to have
To
to,
hand tie them all one by
yeah,
one.
totally. And
Yeah.
so he's like, this is like incredible invention. And it is
It is, yeah, because the
incredible
idea of a
innovation.
water balloon is not new,
Yeah, water balloon is
but the
not an
take
idea,
on it.
but yeah, the
Yeah,
take on it.
yeah,
So somebody was, and they used a rubber band. It's not a new thing. And
right?
it's like little
And the
small
stick.
rubber bands that you used to use on your
Right,
braces. Like
right.
that's not a new thing, but they're combining those different things to make like a thing that
Something
doesn't
new.
exist yet,
Right.
you know? Or even that same way, the pool that we got
Mm,
for the kids,
yeah,
how how it stands up
yeah.
with the little,
It's like a
engineering.
fold out.
Yeah, like
Pull
folds
out?
up, folds out, it's
Yeah.
got hard sides, but it collapses down.
Collapsible pool. Game
Collapsible pool,
changer.
but then the way that it like stays sturdy is it's just got these little arms that kind of just fold out and fold in on it. And that's like a new thing. Taking those little arms and putting them on like a pool like that.
Sure.
And he
Something
was like amazed by
collapsible
that
is
too.
not new. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. See, okay, so this is why we're having the conversation because that was the other point I was gonna make. And that also would point to a creator because he made us all unique. And so we are all gonna have our all different take and expression and way to like execute the idea that's already been formed by somebody else.
Yeah. As we should and as we would
Mhm.
naturally.
Yes, innately,
Yes.
one can say.
I think that's cool. How do you feel about does there not being any new ideas kind of bug you out? Like does that kind of
No,
make you sad? Like I'm never gonna be original or like I'm not super creative because like I can't come up with anything new.
no. I think maybe I would feel that way if I was comparing.
Hmm.
Because if I'm comparing to someone else, then yeah, I'm obviously going to be like, oh man, they did it before, they did it first. But to your point, that person who thought about it is doesn't have my mind, so I'm gonna come at it from a different angle or a different perspective. So it's still gonna be original to my design, like how I would think about you know, to like flesh that idea out. So no, I don't think it makes me like creative. It just makes me laugh because when I looked it up and I was like, oh, well, duh, of course this has been done before.
Hmm.
It didn't make me like, no, I missed out on going to what's that show called? Shark Tank because I wanted a very
With your
specific
Bible
zippered pouch
pen,
for my
zipper
Bible
pouch.
pens, you know? I didn't feel
This
like
is an
that.
incredible idea.
And incredible.
We'll give you $1 million for
Exactly. I
5%.
didn't feel like that. I just like giggled and I thought,
Yeah.
Lord, like this is so cool that we all get to innately share this characteristic of you that you gave us to also be able to create and like
Well,
co-create.
what's also cool to piggyback off of that is not everybody gets to be creative in a sense of inventing like products, but we are all creative.
Yes, we are.
So you might be creative like in the way that you organize your
Exactly.
home, or you might be creative in the way that you like
Hmm.
entertain,
Yes.
or you might be creative in the way that you do art.
Yeah, I guarantee that the people that say I'm not creative, you have had some sort of idea that is creative, but you might not think that it is. The way that you are thinking about executing that thought is in itself something creative. Everybody has ideas. It's like, but how many people actually like make them,
Well, that's what I'm saying is like you don't have to make something in order to be creative
right.
because probably the way that you're like making up games to play with your kids is creative,
Mm,
but it may not feel
might
that
not
way
feel
because you're
creative.
not like inventing something or building a product or
Sure.
like making a thing that you can touch, you know?
Yeah.
You're a creative like problem solver,
Yeah.
like let's do it that way instead
Yeah.
because God made us in his image as a creator.
Yeah.
We don't all get to create the same.
And you know what? You know how I can tell you for a fact that everyone is designed to create? Because we all have the ability to create other human beings. That's one thing that God has
Hmm.
given us.
Yeah, that's like the ultimate
It's like
thing.
the ultimate thing. We have the gift to be able to do that. We live in a fallen world, so not everybody is able to do that at the time that they want to. But that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that human design is made like that. God made it that things would be created with other things to make the same thing with that thing.
Yeah. There are some things that create, well, I guess, yeah, life comes from life.
Life comes from life.
Yeah.
Yeah, like no alive thing comes from a dead thing,
That's
right?
abiogenesis. They're trying to prove that.
They're trying to prove
But as
that
far as I know,
alive things can come from dead things.
yes,
And how's that
it's called
working out?
abiogenesis. Yeah, as far as I know, it like falls apart. Like they thought that they were, and when I say they, it's like I don't know, a bunch of different scientists, like a
Sure.
bunch of different branches of science, probably. But yeah, they were trying to prove that life could come from just like particles colliding together and morphing and then creating some sort of life because of it. They're supposed to be making a bunch of progress, but as far as I know, as of the last handful of years, it just kind of like stalled out and that sort of thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, obviously,
Yeah.
it's not going to work. They haven't been able to prove it.
Haven't been able to prove it. And we've been around for a long time. But not
Depends who
that
you
long.
ask.
Not too long, depending on how you look at it.
65 billion years or
6,000. I guess we'll ask Jesus when he comes back. That was my main thought. And I thought it was fitting for today.
What are the segments we got?
Well, I could pick some sort of Instagram DM that I wanted to hear your reaction to.
Yeah.
Okay, how do you feel about this one?
Let's see. Yeah, I mean, I think it's pretty accurate, except you got to smoosh it down in there.
Yes. I try to take all of my years in retail of breaking down boxes and really put them to good use when I'm trying to fit 7 to 9 cardboard boxes into our tiny recycling bin.
Also, the other thing is just throwing it right into the garage. But I started doing that too. And it's kind of freeing. You just chuck it in there.
Would you rather I do that?
Yeah, I would rather you do that. Yeah, definitely. That way the recycle bin just doesn't get, because what you don't see.
Forget a recycling bin. Why don't we just put the entire recycling bin in the garage?
No.
What are we doing? No.
But because the reason I'd rather have you just throw it in the garage is because what you don't see is me taking the recycle bin, trying to bang it on the side of the recycle bin.
Because I stuffed it so hard?
Because it's so stuffed. Yeah.
I didn't even think about that.
Yeah.
Wow. That is me quite literally making your life harder. Sorry about that. I thought I was making it easier for you because you don't have to take it out so much.
No, I'd rather just be in the garage. I also do like throwing it in the garage too.
I like that. I'm giving that as a chore to one of the kids. I'm saying, please go chuck this into the garage.
Oh, yeah.
They're going to love it. All right. We're out of here.